What is up, villains? Dragonball Black here, and today I have another Epic Fusions video for you. I wanted to go ahead and give you a scenario and talk about how this fusion would affect the Dragon Ball universe and how it would happen, I guess. And of course I'm talking about the fusion between Broly and Goku. And so our story begins at the Broly movie, the first one. And Broly is just tearing through the sea fighters like there's no tomorrow. He's completely obliterating them, destroying the hell out of them. They really cannot contend with the power of Broly. And so it's the very ending of the movie, and Goku gets all the energy, gathers all the energy from all the Z fighters, and hits Broly. But instead of Broly seemingly exploding, he doesn't. What happens next is Broly takes the punch, survives it, and is about to obliterate the Z fighters, completely destroy them. And that's when the Supreme Kai comes in and distracts, well, I would say Supreme Kai and Kibito jump in. Kibito distracts Broly in some level, either by blinding him or something like that, or making himself the moving target, and the Supreme Kai gets the Z fighters out of there, teleports them out of there in some way. And Broly is left on the planet by himself. What happens next after that is Broly flies off the planet, flies into space, uses the energy shield around his body so he can survive in space, just like he did when he was a child. Obliterates the planet that they were on, completely destroys it, moves on to the next planet, and becomes the terror of that part of the universe for a little bit. The Supreme Kai gets the Z fighters all healed up, and he talks to them. He says that Broly needs to be stopped because he's destroying everything. The Kais, some of the Kais already went to try to stop him. They all got destroyed. He's destroying many planets, destroying everything. He needs to be stopped. The Z fighters decide to train up a little bit, maybe go in the hyperbolic time chamber a little bit, and attack Broly again. So this time they attack him on a different planet. Say, I don't know, say the stakes are really high. Say that Broly finds the new Namekian world and is completely obliterating all the Namekians. So they go there because they don't want him to destroy those Namekian Dragon Balls, because that would be less Dragon Balls in the universe that they can use. And I would say maybe at this point that they've trained in the hyperbolic time chamber where they're as powerful as right when they went to go fight Cell. So they're pretty powerful, they're pretty strong, the Z fighters. There are no Super Saiyan 2s here, but Vegeta and Trunks have their, well, I guess at this point they already had, since the movie took place. Alright, so let me just state their power levels basically. They're at right before they, right when they fought Cell. And no Super Saiyan 2s or anything like that. So, but Gohan's as strong as he was right before he became Super Saiyan 2. And so they all fight him, and the Kai decides that he needs to have a contingency plan if the Z fighters fail, because Broly's power, it just keeps increasing. The angrier he gets, the more he fights. So the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. So they want to have a contingency plan in place. And the Supreme Kai will have this contingency plan take off at any cost. So he decides that if the Z fighters lose, he's going to put one Potara earring on Goku, and the other Potara earring, he'll try to put it on Broly's ear and fuse these characters together. And he does, because the Z fighters don't stand a chance against Broly. I'm sorry. Broly has immense power reserves, and he completely wipes out the Z fighters again. They can't contend. And so right before, the final blow, Supreme Kai goes in and attaches one of the earrings onto Broly. I would say he takes a punch, knocks him out, because there's no way he's gonna take a punch from Broly and not get it. Kibito then steps in and puts in the other earring on Goku. They see him as the equivalent that, they could, the thing that could maybe put something, behind Broly that would make him not so bad. And so that's when Broly and Goku fuse together to make Boku. And Boku, I would say, would be one of the most powerful warriors at that moment in all of Dragon Ball. He would have basically he would be more simmered down. He'd have the mind of Goku. He'd be more gentle. He would actually be able to talk, but he would be prone, when he got angry, to fits of rage and craziness, and maybe losing his mind a little bit. Sort of like if Naruto, from Naruto, well, obviously, if he let himself go, the QB takes over and he kind of just loses control. Something along those lines. Like if Goku loses control, then Broly starts coming in, but it's still it's not really like Goku, it's not his personality 100%. You could tell that Broly's there. You could tell he's more serious and more sinister a little bit with some of the things he says and the way he thinks and stuff. But he looks relatively the same, except, some of his clothes are a little bit differently changed. He's got both earrings on. His hair's a little bit different, and he's got, eventually he'll be able to turn into Super Saiyan 3 and all that. This is where things get kind of tricky, because Dragon Ball Super has changed it where these fusions only last for an hour. So I'll do two things then. If we are going with the Dragon Ball Z standards from what we knew back then, they're fused together. That's it. They're a fused character, and he goes on through the rest of the series as Boku, and he fights off, Cell as Boku. He fights off the Majins as Boku, and stuff like that. He never separates until he gets because he doesn't want to lose. It's basically like he sealed Broly away kind of thing. If this fusion only lasts an hour, then the Supreme Kai would have to have a plan after that to see what they could do. So the only thing that I can think of is Goku voluntarily, killing himself kind of thing, or having himself be killed in some way, knowing what would kill him because now he's got Broly's body, and then voluntarily having himself killed because he could always be wished by Dragon Balls, and go hang out with King Kai. That's the only real way I can think of this playing out. And seeing as how, in the movies, Broly just got hit with one punch by the Saiyan energy that's, extremely weak Saiyan energy from defeated Saiyans, so then that means that he's not indestructible to the, extremely, at least he's not super indestructible. He can die, he has weaknesses. So I do think that that's kind of how it would play out. Anyway, guys, that's my take on it, on this fusion. Let me know in the comment section below how you think that Boku would come into being, and if anything that I said does not make sense, or you want to rebut, or it does make sense and you want to add. Let me know, guys. Let's see if we can get over 25 likes for this video. Drop me a like. I would appreciate it, guys. As always, hit that subscribe button. Become a villain today. This is going to be Dragon Ball Black. Signing off.